Hello, Professor Bright here, and welcome back to the Sunless Sea, where I've stocked up on provisions and other such things which will be needed because we are going to make a trip. Not just any trip, a trip to the surface, where we have not been since, way too early in our, captain's lineage, shall we say. It's, in theory, not too unprofitable. I know, I'm very, very certain that I'm going to be making money off this trip. Yeah. But, no, I'm told that you can sell coffee there for a profit. I stocked up on a little bit of extra coffee, by which I mean one piece of extra coffee. And in the worst case, we can always go to the Mangrove College and use some of those candles to, make a little bit of money, possibly, maybe. Not sure, but, we'll find out. In any case, that is some food to save us on supplies. Yes, thank you. Wonderful. Okay. I'm a little bit miffed that our, old genial magician is no more, but, way it goes sometimes. Apparently that wasn't something I had any control over, which is more annoying than anything else, if I may be blunt. I like to have some way of affecting the chances of success for anything. That's kind of part of what a game should be. Unless it's a dice game, like a pure dice game, but you don't see too many of those nowadays. My god, there are just tons of these auroral megalopses. Megalopsi. A second earlier and I would have killed it before it damaged me. But, no big deal. It's, 2 damage? Yeah, I think I can survive 2 damage. Gonna turn the lights off for a bit, though, just because we're going to the surface, which is gonna require a lot of fuel and a lot of supplies. I am a little bit too far to the west. But yes, I actually don't remember much of the surface, except that they were not convinced about the many things that happen in the neath. They were, skeptical. Which I can't blame them for, because, have you seen this place? If some guy who was a little bit too pale and a little bit, scraggly looking went up to you and said, oh yeah, there's this, giant ocean underneath the sea and a bunch of bat people stole London and, yeah. You would be moving along very quickly. But, let's see here. Oh, and port report, why not? Surface gossip, we could take that. But now we travel to the surface with 2 supplies and, it's gonna consume all that 22 fuel? It hurts me physically, but that'll be fine. Okay, only lost 10 fuel. That's still terrible, but okay. Oh dear. The canal ascends through locks and gates and shadowed turns to the sunlight of the surface. The sun is dangerous to neath dwellers like your crew, but the surface has its temptations. In the coils of the earth, the engineers of the canal took advantage of existing caves and passages where they could. In ancient times, this was a passage to the underworld, they say, but still, the labor must have been staggering. The story goes that the masters of the bazaar lent their arts and allies to the task. But the surface nations play down the fact. Certainly, some of the tunnels look blasted or tunneled, others look dissolved. Stone pigs, a stoker whispers. Stone pigs. Who apparently dream and have something to do with how the bazaar moves through space, according to the tireless mechanic. And also they tunnel. Interesting. Anyway, moving on. And here we are, Avernus. The canal emerges in the little lake called Avernus. A warm breeze ruffles blue waters. You and your crew shelter like vampires from the light, with awnings, curtains, broad-brimmed hats. Poplars, bird song, the warmth of the Campanian sun. I have no idea what Campanian means. Should have gotten a mirror catch box. That would have been useful. And my god, I need 10 fuel to return? Oh, that is terrible. Fine. We'll go to Naples, I guess. It's pretty terrible, but okay. The very last stretch of the canal runs overland to the bay by Bacoli. Then it's an easy run down the Tyrrhenian coast into Naples, also known as the Boot of Italy. Green and gold. The trees are the dusty green of old jade, the hills tawny as a lion. You are pale as milk, all of you. The crew splash in the canal whenever they can to cool themselves after the heat of the sun. It's not right up here, your bosun confides. I keep thinking I'm gonna fall off up like, but it calms the heart to look at, don't it? Not sure what your problem is with this, but okay. Ooh. We could go to Vienna, which would cost us 10 echoes, which I just barely have, thank God. Share news of London, that sounds like a great idea. You have stories of lost London. A silent empress in a shuttered palace, robed merchant princes in a spired bazaar, serpents hiding in mirrors, no one believes a word, but you get a lot of dinner invitations and a number of gifts. Your stories are serialized in the worst kind of magazines. A well-wisher sends you coal. How very kind of them. Oh, yes, I completely forgot about this. Help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. Look, I knew I needed to do that, but I didn't know I could do this on the surface. Odd. She returns to the surface again and again. Parnassus, they say, Mongolia, but she always passes through here first. Met by moonlight. She was here last week, but... You follow the daughter's stunned gaze. A woman in a lilac gown leans in the doorway of a draper's. Her features bear an unmistakable resemblance to your officer's. We should talk, she says to the daughter, quite calmly. The daughter assembles the rags of her composure with remarkable speed. Excuse us, she says. Ah. Wonderful. The daughter leaves with the woman in lilac. You see nothing of them for the rest of the night, but in the morning the daughter returns, her eyes bright with purpose. Show me your tattoo, she demands. I have the unflinching eye. You mean this? Aha, the eye. The eye sees and the heart understands. My mother wouldn't tell me, but her other daughters knew her secrets. The daughter's grin is not quite sane. My mother forged an alliance with the bazaar. That's how she came to learn the great signs, the tattoos that no one wears. We must return to London. That is, please, can we return to London? Please. Uh-huh. Oh, that's unusual. That night, you walk beside a river of serpents through a green and fervid jungle, beneath an orange sun. In the company of a tiger, it watches you with weary, humorous eyes. I understand you've become involved in my daughter's intrigues. Well, you look like the sort who can take care of yourself, but let me repay you as best as I may. Excuse me? Okay. Tiger tails. The cat walks in the mirror marches at the edge of dream. Consequently, it sees many and curious things through mirrors. It shares them with you as you walk with it beside the writhing river. When you wake, you remember them clearly. Useful. But, on to the matter of what I actually wanted to do. Was there anything else that was particularly interesting? I mean, this is just taking chances we don't need to take, so buying a train ticket to Vienna. The rattle of the... well, should note. Ahem. Even by night, the port of Naples is alive with shouts and laughter and work songs, the roar of engines. Brick warehouses loom over the moon-dazzled bay. By day, you try to stay below decks, the sun hits like a hammer, and the wind always seems to come straight from the struggling sewers of the slums. Buying our train ticket, parabola linen crumbles in sunlight. The mushroom wines of the Neath are not kindly received in the wine shops of Italy and France. Prisoner's honey loses all its virtue, but in the coffee houses of Vienna, dark drop coffee is the new sensation. It's not so very far by train, you could travel by night. The rattle of the rails, Rome, Florence, Venice. The sleeping countryside curls around you under the night sky, so like and so unlike the Neath. At Udine, things go wrong and you cut through Slovenia. Vienna, the station alive with soot and shouting. The station officials with their whistles and their official brass buttons. Revolution in the air. Oh, dear me, that is bad for us. The capital of the dual monarchy has seen better days. The palaces still glitter, but the mood is uneasy. Every third wall seems daubed with graffiti, only rarely in German. Unity or death, and remember London, and the liberation of night. Oh, my. Radical elements have taken to smashing the gas lamps with flung stones. At least that means it's decently dark at night. Interesting. Do I support the anarchists or the Bureau? Oh. Ooh, there are plots and plots here. Interesting. Well, I think it's a good idea to establish a business relationship. The proud and glittering Café Firstel has long been a center of intellectual life, but its coffee has deteriorated in quality. Offer a sample to the melancholic proprietor. Of course. Of course. Oh my, that is worth so much money. Ah, the proprietor's sorrowful expression vanishes. His eyebrows bristle, even his ears seem to prick up. My friend, this is extraordinary. What flavors do I detect? Cinnamon? Jasmine? Is that bat guano? The vitality of this substance, the energy. His enthusiasm dissipates abruptly. Yes, I suppose it will do. I'll pay you 80 kronen, whatever that is in your particular subterranean currency, for every sack you bring me. Perhaps it will do this poor old place some good. Anything's possible, I suppose. Huh. Fair enough. We'll deliver ourselves some more coffee. Gas lamps glow, waiters swoop, chess players hunch over their tables. The melancholic proprietor looks up from his mustache wax. Aha, he says gloomily. My only remaining friend. Wow, I'm glad you're not dead yet. Each day, the proprietor waves at the bustling blaze of the cafe. We draw a little nearer to bankruptcy. Your coffee helps delay our demise, if only by a week or two. I'm grateful, I suppose. Here, this is all I can afford to pay you. Okay. So, that's worth a decent amount of money. Also, me, I'm the sort of person who typically supports authority. So, we could report this fidgeting agitator to the authorities. His idealism burns worryingly bright. Besides, you might turn a profit from informing on him, and I am all about making a profit. A dinner with a gentleman from the Bureau. A fierce old fellow listens intently to your account, and dispatches agents to arrest the agitator. We're grateful, he says. I shall not insult you by offering you payment, but I must invite you to dine with me before you leave. No payment, but the dinner conversation is rich with valuable information. Perhaps the old fellow is using you as a pawn in some scheme of his own. No matter, the Admiralty would love to hear about this. And okay, we got more strategic info. Useful. Very useful. And apparently if I get more recent news, I can bring it here and possibly get more strategic info? Not sure. Interesting though. Back to Naples, please. The Midnight Express. The 8 o'clock train is less crowded, but dangerously exposed to sunlight. Besides, you have your return ticket. Fall asleep in a carriage with two gossiping bankers. Wake with your head on a snoring soldier's shoulder. Nice alliteration there. Fortunately, he doesn't seem to have noticed. Now, I don't think there's really any other reason to actually stay here. Huh. Interesting. Well, I mean, our fuel situation's 13 fuel, and we'll still have plenty of supplies. So, I know, it says 23 fuel, but we're going to be losing 10, I imagine, on the trip back. So, there is that to consider. Let's spend some time ashore, though. All the urges of the flesh may be satisfied here. And when that's done, perhaps your crew will find time to pray. Hot nights in echoing cathedrals. Naples is hotter, louder, livelier, tastier, sandier, windier, foreigner than London. After a day, your crew adore the place. After a week, you imagine they'll loathe it. And that had no effect. Fair enough. Ooh, fuel is actually more expensive. So, gonna ignore that, and I think we just return to Avernus. The bloody glory of a new sunset. Gulls crying above the foreland. The sirocco rising, smudging the smoke of your engines across a sky of dusty rose. Have you survived another day? Yes. Yes, we have. Now we return below. Okay, so essentially we make a 30 echo profit on any coffee that we carry this away. Good to know. Next, I think we head over to the Mangrove College. But for now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon.